So, how was your second class, Isaac?
I think that was fine.
Was it?
Yeah, better than the last time.
You felt more comfortable, maybe?
Yes. I
More
feel better.
confident?
Yes.
That's
I was nervous too, but well, I did it.
I haven't received any complaints, so that's good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
So if there was something wrong, they would tell me already. So
Okay.
that's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
So hello, Carla.
Hi, hello, good morning.
Good morning. You started working for me too, right?
Yes,
How was this week of classes? Tell me your experience.
it was good. I have a few students, not like 2 or 4, and it's good. I'm teaching level C1 and C2.
Mhm.
So I like it because I try to explain some topics about C4 and I got confused. So I like better C1 and C2.
Yeah, the topics are easy, but don't be too confident because C1 and C2 are the most difficult to teach because you can talk Spanish.
Mm. Mhm.
So,
Morning.
good morning.
Morning. All of you.
Hello, Miss Jessica. How you doing? Perfect. Excellent. Hello, Hepsi. Long time no see. Oh, excuse me. That was the first time. Today is the first time.
Yes.
You
Hi.
also for San Luis Potosí?
Yes.
Nice. Tell me your tell us your teaching experience. Are you currently teaching?
Yes, but only for kids.
Okay.
I'm a baby care teacher.
Mhm.
So
You're a miss.
yes, I'm
You're
a
a
miss.
That's
yes,
good.
for kids.
My wife owns a kinder here in the
Okay.
city. So she doesn't have teachers,
Yeah.
she has misses.
Okay, yes.
That's good, that's good. So Jessica, feeling better now? Today?
Yes, thanks God.
Good.
I feel better.
Excellent.
I'm so excited for today.
Excellent, that's good. Yeah, your let me tell you, I didn't say anything last week. I want to tell you today to you without saying you what happened last week. Your feeling last week, it's very common these days. Believe me, many people suffer that. So no worries not. I sometimes feel like that, no? So, but it's good that you're feeling now better.
Yes, thanks God, because I was ready for getting the class last week, and suddenly but I have been fighting with this for many years. So now it's time to take other now it's time to take other medical treatments. So
That's what I was going to tell you. Maybe you need medicine. You know, I need medicine. I take Prozac every day.
oh yeah.
So yeah, it's common. So hello, who's here? Susana, Vanessa, Gaby. Total, si no se han bañado y eso, pues nos vamos a oler. Prendan sus cámaras. Diego. Yes, Vanessa, thank you. All righty, nice group today. I like it. I love it. Very good. Susana manifest by the power of Christ. Ah, no, me equivoqué de grupo, perdón.
Hi, teacher. Good morning. I'm sorry, I can't because later I don't listen to myself.
Ah, ok. So, traducción no me bañé. Está bien, Susi, no te preocupes. No, I understand. You have a bad connection. Okay. So,
Thank you.
Josue, how was your week? Tell us.
Hi, good morning, everyone. What's nice? This week was nice. I had some problems with my computer. It's broken, actually.
Oh,
I'm using a different computer today. But it was interesting this week. Really nice.
very excellent. All right. So today's topic, guys, it's actually one of the fundamental topics for your teachers, okay? One of the core of English teachers, okay? Hello, Elizabeth. My name is Gerson.
Hello.
My name is Gerson, and everybody else is a future teacher. And Elizabeth is taking a class for a show class today. So, but if you can take your camera on, that will be cool. No, no importa si no te has bañado y eso, no pasa nada, no hay problema. No judging here.
English teacher, sorry, it's because I'm not at home.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
That's okay, Elizabeth. No worries, not.
but I will pay attention. Sorry.
All right. Are you able to participate?
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right. That's good. Welcome, Elizabeth. All right. So I was telling you guys that today class is one of the fundamental classes or topics for English teachers. One of the core of English teaching. Okay. Excuse me. One of the core of English teaching, and by I don't know why, I don't know, in the mystery of humankind is the most difficult for English teachers, or we tend to forget, or we tend not to do it. And this is called lesson planning. In other words, planning our classes. And that is the cocoa for English teachers, actually. And I'm telling you by experience. Yo cuando empecé a trabajar as an English teacher, well, no, not when I started. Because when I started, I had the fortune of being a coordinator. I don't know why. But anyway, that's a different story. When I started working for a school, geez, todos los benditas semanas mi coordinador con Memo, ¿no? Teacher Gerson, le recordamos que no ha entregado su presión, ya sabes, ¿no? Jessica knows what I'm talking about. So,
and also, if you don't get your lesson planning, you won't be paid.
right, that's even worse, exactly. I don't have your lesson plan, so you don't have your check. I actually, let me tell you this, paréntesis, I quit the job because of that. I was mad, and I guess quédense con su chamba y nos vemos. But yes, it was my fault, actually, teachers. And now that I'm here in this side of the bench, there is a reason why schools are so demanding with lesson planning. And that is simply, teachers, and listen to me carefully, you need it. Simple as that. If you don't plan your class, let me rephrase it. If you don't prepare your class is going to be chaotic. Your class is going to be screaming, and if it's a presidential class, screaming, romping around. If it's on Zoom, cameras off, watching, texting, and different, como Elizabeth, que según está aquí, pero no está, pero anyways, that's a story. I'm just kidding. But your class will be chaotic. All right. That is the difference between a teacher that lesson planning, listen to me, it's the difference or makes the difference between a teacher that walks out of the classroom frustrated or happy. When I go into a teacher's room and I listen, no, hombre, segundo B, no, hombre, ay, no, hombre, hijos del diablo, ay, no, tercero B, you have intermediate level, no, hombre, Satan offsprings and blah, 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 blah. I listen to them and I say, that's only had to do with lesson planning. Prepare your classes and your class going to be, you're going to be smoother. See what I mean? So today we are going to learn how to plan and prepare for a class. Okay? But one thing is for you to know the know-how and the structure on how to plan your class, and a whole different story is that you do it. Right? So I'm making conscious of you that you need to plan your class. Now, not to be mistaken with the syllabus or the famoso cronograma que te dan las escuelas. Have you seen those schools? Miss, te tengo el cronograma y te entregan un papelito. Hepsi knows what I'm talking about. Un papelito con todo el cronograma de temas de todo el bimestre. That's not your lesson plan. Okay? I repeat, that is not your lesson plan. That's only the syllabus, or in other words, it's only the list of topics. For example, Carla, who's Carla here? Carla and Isaac now and Josue work for me. And every Sunday or Monday, I don't know, Alejandro, which is the coordinator, who's the coordinator, sends the list of the topics for the week, yes or no? That is not your lesson plan. That is only the list of the topics that you need to teach. So how you transform that, or you change or yes, transform that list into a lesson plan, that's what we're going to do today. Okay, number one premise, a lesson plan is only 60-minute plan, or in 50-minute in my case. No, in my school is 10 minutes break. 50-minute class to 60-minute class. Let me put it this way. Let me see, compartir. Okay, so can you see my screen? Not if you see it? Okay, cool. So it's only a class. Bueno, me tiembla la mano. It's only 60-minute class. A lesson plan has to be only 60-minute long. Now, what if Hepsi, I don't know, I'm just, let's see. Here. Are you here, Hepsi? Yes. Hepsi, how many, you're a miss, and for children, I assume you have one group many hours, or more than 1 hour.
Yes, well, because we are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So.
Okay. So, but what about one group? One I don't know how you manage it, children, or one block of children. I don't know. How do you manage it?
I am the principal, so I have to teach like two groups. Yes.
Groups. Okay, so it's 7 to 7 is 2 groups.
Yes.
My condolences.
Yes. Thank you.
No, just kidding. Okay, so 7 to 3-ish, Hepsi has one group. So that means that it's about 7 hours-ish. Okay, 7 hours to teach one group. So teachers, according to what I just taught you, how many lesson plans does HEFC now need to do in 7 hours?
And we have to consider that when we talk about kids, we can't do a lesson plan for 60 minutes. We have to do a lesson plan for 20 or 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Only because,
Well, yeah.
yeah, they are not patients.
Right.
So.
You need to. We'll discuss that. We're going to discuss that, Hepsi, because you can make it a 60-minute, but it's a little bit different because you need to challenge them a lot.
Yes.
For an English class, teachers, if Hepsi has 7 hours, that means she needs 7 different lesson plans. Carla works for me and she teaches 2 hours, one group, correct? So how many lesson plans then? Carla?
Sorry, 2.
2, very good. So even though it's the same group, same children, same adults, it's 2 different lesson plans. Again, a class needs to be planned for a 60-minute or, in my case, 50-minute class to 60-minute class. Why? Let me explain why. Is we're going to divide the class into 4 stages. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Okay? And different books, this is called low challenge, medium challenge, high challenge, and then again, low challenge. So basically, we're going to develop that this in the class today. But basically, it is that you can have one rhythm and the whole hour, because then your students will be, bored, and then your class will be boring, and then chaos and anarchy in your class. Okay, so you're going to start with something smooth, a low challenge, something easy. Then you go up into a medium class, you challenge it a little bit more. And then a high class challenge, which is where you make them move in order to learn. And then a low challenge activity where they actually breathe, rest, and then ready for the next hour. What would happen, teachers, if your class start here and you continue here in the same pace? What would happen, Jessica? And then Gabby.
I guess there no be results.
Okay.
Thinking, because I work with children, there no be results, and they, as you said, they get bored, and no, well, I think that.
Okay, there will be board, no results. Gabby?
Thanks, teacher. I think the students don't learn English, don't speak English, and they don't know anything about English. Thanks.
Excellent. Now, what if you start here and continue here? What if you challenge them a lot, too much or too long? Hepsi?
It's gonna be tired because they don't have any break to breathe.
And they're going to hate you. And therefore, they're going to hate English. And consequently, like Gabby said, there will be, and Jessica, there will be no results. In other words, they're not going to learn English. So you have to move the pace, no, the pace, andale. Move the pace for you to teach your children or your students. So far, so good? So now let's talk about the stages. Okay, let me make a screenshot so I can send this to you and you can have it in your WhatsApp. Okay, good. Let me now share my screen. Now let's go to the theory part. All right. Lesson planning and integrated, skills. A little bit of introduction. Okay, so we have developed, or the group of teachers have developed, there you go, have developed two types of instruction with English students, okay? We have segregated skill instruction, segregated skill instruction, and this is the mastery of a single skill is the key to successful learning. This was in the past, and we're going to call it the traditional teacher, and only focus on reading, and then on the next day only focuses on grammar, and on the next day he only focuses on, and so forth. Okay, are you following me? Don't do that. That is bad. Simple as that. Then evolve to integrated skill instruction, which is what we're going to learn today. Can you read this, Vanessa?
Sure. Exposes students to authentic language, focuses on the integration of the four basic skills. English becomes a real means of interaction among people rather than just an object of academic interest.
Very good, Vanessa. So listen to the key words. Unlike the traditional way of teaching, the integrated skill exposes or motivates our students to authentic language and the integration of the four skills. What are the four skills? Remember that? You remember that? In order for a person to master a language, that person needs to master the four skills, which is, I give you the first one, listening. Josue?
Reading.
Reading.
Writing and talking.
Okay, writing and
Speaking.
speaking. Very good. Thank you, Elizabeth. So listening, writing, reading, and speaking. When a person masters these four skills, that means that he masters the language, whatever the language is, okay? Just for a little bit of theory, they're two passive and two active, right? Two passive because receives information. It doesn't have to do anything with gay or homosexual thing, no. It has to do with receiving information and producing information. By deduction, which are the ones that you receive information? Josue?
Listening and reading.
Listening and reading, very good. And then writing and speaking, good. Humans, listen to me, teachers, humans will learn first to receive information and then to produce information. When babies learn Spanish, when they learn Spanish, they first listen and then talk. They first read and then write. Same in English. Our students are like babies. They're learning English, right? So when they are learning, They first listen, first read, and then produce. That's why many people say, no, pues es que yo leo, pero no hablo. No, pues es que yo escucho y entiendo todo, pero ya no escribo. Well, yeah, it's normal. Okay, that person only needs practicing. Okay, now that I'll explain this, in the traditional way of teaching, if a teacher only focuses on one skill, what would happen? That person would not speak English because he will be very good at reading, very good at translating, maybe good at writing, maybe, but not speaking. Okay? That is the reason many students go to primaria, secundaria, prepa, están en ingeniería, and they haven't moved from basic one. They're really good at reading. They can translate every book, but they can't speak. So in the new tendency of teaching, you are going to integrate the 4 skills into every lesson plan. That's the premise number 2. Integrate all the basic, all the skills in your lesson plan. There might be one predominant skill. For example, if it's a reading class, well, yeah, you have to, most of your class is going to be reading, but then you may include a conversation class, or excuse me, conversation activity, a listening activity, a writing activity. So then you will have the 4 skills practice in one class. Are you following me? So first again, okay, so then, ¿qué pasó? Se fue mi pantalla, hold on. Okay, then we have content-based instruction and task-based instruction, okay? Abajo, yes. Content-based instruction es lo que el TKT lo llama CLIL, C-L-I-L, CLIL. And we're not going to focus on that because that's a whole different story. That is teaching a subject in English. And this is for the so-called bilingual schools. Who works for a bilingual school? Que por cierto está mal ese término, pero bueno. Nobody? Have you seen a bilingual school? Have you seen the curricula? They teach.
My uncle was in it.
Your uncle was in it, okay? And they learned history in English, chemistry in English, math in English, yes or no? So that is CLIL. So an English teacher needs, for example, if it's history, needs to be an English teacher with history knowledge. So that's a whole different story. English classes is what is on the right, the task-based instruction. Let's read both so we can know the difference. A ver, Jessica, can you read content-based instruction?
Communicative approach through academic subjects. Focus on the content rather than the form.
Very good. For example, you're teaching biology in English, and you need to teach the evolution of insects. So you ask them to write an essay about the evolution of insects, okay? So first again, so you as a teacher, Jessica, what is your focus? What is your aim? That the students practice past tenses or the evolution of insects?
Evolution?
Yes, because you're teaching biology in English.
Yes.
Okay, now let's read the other type of teaching. Carla, you here? Yes, Carla, can you read it? Task-based instruction, please.
Yes. Task-based instruction, communicative and control tasks focus on the meaning of language rather than the content being used.
Very good. Let's say that you're teaching, Carla, past tenses or simple past and so forth, no? So then you ask your students to write a short essay about the evolution of insects. Same activity, but now your focus is on what, Carla?
In the grammar of past.
Exactly. See the difference? Okay, so we're not going to focus on the academic, on the content base, because that's a whole different story. You need to be, if it's a biologist, you need to be a chemistry, ¿cómo se llaman esos los biólogos? In order to teach in English. We're going to focus on English teaching classes, and that is communicative and control, focus on the grammar, focus on the language rather than the content. So far so good? Not if you, okay, good. So what is the steps to integrate the skills? Let's read each one of those. Can you read the first one, Isaac?
Okay. Learn more about the various ways to integrate language skills in the classroom.
Always keep learning. Always. That's a must. Even though we are almost perfect and extremely sexy, we always need to keep learning. Okay? Number two is the Gabi.
Thanks, teacher. Evaluate your students' current approach to language skills.
Very good. Always evaluate your students every class if they are progressing in speaking or reading or writing or whatever. Now, parentheses, guys. Evaluation doesn't mean exam. Okay, evaluation doesn't mean exam. You may have a conversation task, excuse me, of 2 minutes, and then you will evaluate if your students learned. See my point? But all the time evaluate, or let me paraphrase it, observe. Is that a word that you're familiar with? Observe or follow up on your students' progress of learning. Y a lo mejor Vanessa dice, duh, teacher, pero somos teachers. Yes, but you know what, Vanessa and everybody? It's very sad that teachers forget this part. O sea, digo, I understand y podemos aventarnos toda la clase así de que no, yo soy una víctima y yo trabajo y mi familia y okay, yeah, everybody has problems, right? Believe me, everybody does and everybody has. But if it's your job, if it's your career, follow up on your students' progress. Once, voy a inventarme algo que no les va a gustar, pero bueno. Once I was teaching, no, excuse me, I was taking a course y me dijeron, are you here because you're going to be rich? Let me paraphrase it. Are you here, teacher, because you're going to be rich teaching? Jessica has, I think, you're the most experienced in the group, Jessica. How long have you been teaching English?
4 years.
4 years. Are you rich now?
No.
Are you a millionaire now? No.
What?
Are you a millionaire now?
No.
Or maybe you're here because teaching English is easy. Gabriela, is it easy to teach English?
It's not easy to teach English. Not easy.
Ok, paréntesis, Gaby es un caso de éxito. Perdóneme que lo voy a decir y te voy a balconear. Cuando entraste, tu inglés estaba muy bajo. Y ahora ya es maestra. My respects. Word. Anyways, so, no, teachers, we're here because we want to convey, we want to transmit our knowledge. We want our students, listen to me, we want our students to learn English. So if that is your goal, follow up on them. Have a little, we call it a social file, or a little profile of every student of yours. Even though you're not required to it, but follow up on your students, okay? That means that you care for them. I'm sorry for my teachers in NESEP, que tienen como 600 estudiantes. Well, I'm sorry for that, but it's the same principle. Continue, next one, Susana.
It's number 3. Yes, choose.
If you were paying
Choosing.
attention, you will
Yes.
know that it's number 3.
Yes, choice instructional materials, textbooks, and technologies that promote this integration.
Very good. As much as you can, use material that promote skills. And I say as much as you can because, well, I mean, Hepsi is the principal that she has an advantage over us. But normally a teacher has to work with whatever material is given, right? So, but even though, continue reading, Elizabeth, you here?
Yes. Remember, if a course is labeled according to one skill, it is possible to be creative and design tasks for other.
Very good. So even though we have a program because the Kool-Aid coordinator bought a program that is only one skill, be creative. You do have the power of planning your class on your own. See, that is the power of you and your class. Be creative. Parentheses, this is a personal recommendation. If you work for an institution that you are not allowed to modify your class, find another job. For real. Okay, that's very bad. Normally, they would give you libertad de cátedra, normally. But there are some schools that don't. Anyways, last one is the Hepsi.
Teach language learning strategies and emphasize their importance.
Very good. Excellent. All righty. So, integrated skill is a very important task while developing a lesson plan. For we all know that true communication in any language does not rely on the mastery of a single skill. As a teachers, we should always be aware of this fact when teaching our students. In other words, don't focus on grammar only. Grammar is good, but if you focus only on grammar, it's bad. Don't focus on reading. Reading is good, but if you focus only on reading, it's bad, and so forth. Okay? So what are the elements? These are the elements of a lesson plan. Josue, read the first one.
A main topic. Choose only one main ESL topic. Prepositions of place, moral verbs, etc., regardless of the time assigned for the session.
Yes. I've seen this is not unlike nowadays, but I've seen all books that require you to teach present continuous, affirmative, negative, question form, and 1 hour. No. Only focus on one for the lesson plan. It's a main topic. Next one, Elizabeth.
Yes, objective. Some plan cannot cover every aspect of an ESL. You should limit the scope of the season through the writing of 2 specific objectives.
Very good. You have present continuous affirmative. That is your main topic. Then you will have 4 or 5 objectives. Objectives such as students should master the ing form. The students should practice verbs. The students master the conjugation for ¿cómo se llama? Is or are, and so forth. It's 5 objectives related to the main topic. Now, next one, Jessica.
Study. The study part can be the steps the teacher carries out to teach the lesson. It could be the grammar section or even a short presentation by the teacher.
Very good. So, in this part is the main presentation of whatever you want to teach. For example, last week, we discussed grammar, yes or no? Some of you had third conditional, reported speech, blah, blah, blah. That is your study. That is the part where you want your students to learn. Then students activity, Carla.
Student activities. Most of the time should be devoted to this section. It is a series of exercises where the students practice the topic of the study part. Example, close exercises, games, writing, etc.
Okay, all the activities that you may think, and these activities should cover the 4 skills. Remember, evaluation, Josue. No, excuse me, you read. Isaac.
Okay. Evaluation. The drills performed in this step depend of many class factors: format, length, topic, number of students. But it could be a written quiz or even a communicative activity.
Very good. Remember, evaluation is for you, not necessarily an exam. It's just for you to monitor. That's the word I was looking for. To monitor the students' progress. Okay, so yes, Josue.
Sorry, a quick question. What does ESL mean?
ESL is English as a second language.
Okay, thank you.
So far, so good? All right. So this is the sequence. Okay, this is the sequence, the warm-up, then vocabulary, then the main presentation, and then the follow-up or the consolidation. All right, I'm going to open another PPT file. I know. Yes. With more elaborate, yes, there we go. Yes. Oh, sorry. And okay. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay. Huh. Something happened to my computer. Wait a minute. You want to take a pee break and in the meantime I fix this? I don't know, se bloqueó mi PowerPoint. Yes? Want to take a pee break? It's 11:50. So meet you here 11:05. Excuse me. It's 10:50. Meet you here 11:05. All right, see you here. Let me go to grab my hammer and Ready? All right, good. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my PowerPoint, and I'm using Mac, so no era controlar suprimir como siempre la hago. Anyways, I found it, but it's working out. So lesson planning. Let's talk about now the stages in a more explained way. The different stages. Okay. All right. All right. So these are the stages: warm up, the vocabulary, the main presentation, and the follow-up, or like another book says, the consolidation. Remember that this is a 60-minute or 50-minute class, okay? All right, let's start with the warm-up. So why is it important? Who goes to the gym? Si aunque no lo crean, también voy. Nobody goes to gym? Nobody works out? I know Carla does. You work out, right, Carla?
Yes, but at home. I don't go to.
Okay, you work out, but what do you do? Yes, Susana, what do you do? What do you do the first 3 minutes, 5 minutes?
Cardio.
Okay, but you start doing all crazy.
Yeah.
You warm up, exactly. You prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You prepare yourself to do exercise. Same thing happened in the classroom. You need to prepare your students to your class. Don't be like the Kool-Aid teacher that walks into the classroom. A ver, chavos, open your notebooks. We're going to talk about present continuous. That is not a warm-up. That is not preparing your students for the class. The warm-up is very important because it's almost the part with your students, where you gain your students' interests, where students you will be interested in your class or not. So again, instead of walking into the classroom or opening the session in Zoom or whatever the platform you use and saying, okay, guys, this is present continuous, open your notebooks, you will start with an introduction according to the topic and according to the concept of your class. If it's present continuous, I don't know, maybe remember last week we discussed about present continuous and vacations, right? So my warm-up would be eliciting. Eliciting is number one activity for warming up. What is to elicit? Eliciting is asking questions to draw your interest. I'll give an example. Carla, what is your best place for vacations?
I like the beach.
Beach, very good. Josue, what is your best place for vacation?
I think the same. Going to the beach.
Beach. Okay, Isaac, what is your best place for vacation?
Stay in my setup, play games.
Oh, okay, all right. Your room, your video games. Okay, very good. Vanessa, same question. What is your best place for vacations?
The beach.
The beach. So everybody, most of everybody is in the beach. Okay, so Vanessa, what do you do in the beach?
Swimming.
Okay, swimming. Josue, what do you do in the beach?
I just like to rest there.
Rest. Okay, lay in the sand. Carla, what do you do in the beach?
Also rest and like the sun. I like the sun.
All right, Isaac, what do you do in the beach? Your room, video games.
I try to be the best player.
All right, very good. So, Josue, Carla, and Vanessa, you're going to be together in the beach today. And Isaac, you're going to be alone. So what are you doing right now? Blah, blah, and then you start your class. See the difference between the college teacher that walks in, open your notebooks, let's talk about present continuous, to elicit and warm up your students, to prepare your students into the class. It's a lot of difference, right? So when you have the right questions or you elicit the right questions, you will gain your students' interest. And when a student is interested, a student is motivated. And when a student is motivated to talk, what happens, Carla?
They like the class, they participate, and also they learn.
Very good. Gabby and then Elizabeth.
That's why they are going to want to talk in English.
Very good.
This is the purpose.
Very good. Elizabeth.
You really want to learn, maybe they even ask.
Excellent. So then, now we know why a warm-up is very important. Is the difference between a student of, pues está chida la clase, pero, o, mañana quiero regresar con el teacher Isaac. That's why it's important the warm-up. Now, what are the characteristics? It's short. Letter B, it changes their mind from Spanish to English. Letter C, excuse me. In case of verb recycle conjugations, no more than 8 minutes. Elizabeth, you raise your hand or you left it up. Okay. Letter D.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. Letter E, not much vocabulary and recycled past topics. In other words, in this part of the class, you don't teach something new. It's only to gain students' interests, right? Then you go into the vocabulary. What are the characteristics of the vocabulary presentation? Read letter A, Vanessa.
Shouldn't be less than 5, but no more than 7.
We're talking about words. No less than 5, no more than 7. Why? Because our brains, students' brain says if it's less than 5, it's not important. Excuse me. If it's more than 7, it's too much. Okay, so no less than 5, no more than 7. If because I've seen that. If the book says that you need to teach like 25 words, ni se molesten, nada más van a aprender 5 o 6. Right? I've seen books like that, but anyway, that's I don't know. Letter B, Susana.
It should be presented with mechanical traits. A, oral repetition for pronunciation. B, semi-mechanical games activity. And C, critical, when do they use them in their life?
Very good. Remember the drills. There's mechanical, which is oral repetition, then semi-mechanical, and then critical. For example, you're teaching emotions. Words, aquí está, no? Fun, excellent, good, great, interesting, beautiful, exciting, friendly, nice, wonderful. So you start with the drill number 1. Okay, guys, repeat. Fun, fun, excellent, excellent, interesting, interesting. No? And you repeat. And then as semi-mechanical, you will have flashcards or images of, I don't know, I would, depends on the topic of the class, but I would have a person doing some, a person that is, I don't know, friendly. Okay, it's friendly. And you say, he is friendly or beautiful, not friendly. Or she is fun or good, not fun. Y luego I move into the critical thinking. Okay, Hefsi, tell me the name of your BFF. O sea, your best friend forever.
Mine
Yes.
or Carla?
Ay, no, por Dios. O sea. Sheesh. Okay, that's very okay. Okay. So, Hepsi, Carla is your best friend.
Yes.
Tell me, in the new vocabulary that we learned, fun, good, excellent, great, interesting, blah, blah, blah. Tell me 3 characteristics of Carla.
She is fun, she is friendly, and she is very nice.
Very good. Parenthesis. This was very basic command, right? But still, KFC, she went and say, ¿notaron? That is critical thinking. Ella está usando su parte de pensamiento crítico. Because she's applying the new words into their lives. Hasta preguntó, ¿mine? Si vemos la secuencia, mechanical, semi-mechanical, and then critical thinking. No more than 8 minutes. It should remain visible to the students. And very important, letter E, Isaac. The last one.
Okay, letter D.
No, E.
Yes. Visual aids.
Visual aids, very important. Why? Okay, first of all, what is a visual aid? Mejor no sabemos, ¿verdad? Elizabeth?
It can be a picture, I don't know, a landscape, a video, any picture or image.
Images, pictures, flashcards, keywords, everything that is to see is visual. Why is this important? Yourself?
To arouse their imagination, their creative part of thinking.
That's one reason, yes. Josue?
It's also easy to remember that.
Very good. Easy to remember. Hefsi?
Many people learn easier with visual aids. So
Thank you. Most of our students are visual. Gabi?
That was my commentary. All the people or most the people are visual.
Yes. We rather watch the movie than read the book. So teach vocabulary with visual aids and then leave them visual into the classroom or at hand in your Zoom program or platform, whatever it is. Okay, so far so good. With 2 stages, warm up, then the vocabulary. Remember, warm up is a low challenge. It's only to receive information, and then you move up into medium challenge, which is the vocabulary, and then the main presentation. The main presentation is the strongest part of the class. Excuse me. Jessica, can you read the column on the left, please?
Letter A, grammar presentation. No, sí, perdón?
Yes.
Okay. Letter B, video class. C, listening class. D, reading class. E, having always an objective in mind. And F, about 25 minutes.
Very good. So these are some of the options for the main presentation. Grammar presentation, maybe, or maybe it's a video, maybe it's a listening class, or whatever, or conversation class or wherever, is always having a purpose in the class in about 25 minutes. Last week, you prepared, and for homework, you sent me the main presentation of a grammar presentation. So whatever you send me in the ¿cómo se llama? En el Excel que me enviaron, in what part of the class it is? In the vocabulary presentation? No, it's here in the main presentation. ¿Sale? ¿Cómo se hace? Let's talk about a little bit of what we discussed last week. Letter A on the right column, Carla. Lady.
Warm up. A warm up about the communicative function for the presentation. Example, if your point in present perfect, you may use hobbies and habits. When are they going to use it in life?
Very good. I have a mistake there. If your point is present perfect, you may use hobbies and habits. So you will have a warm up, a short warm up for this. Es como si fuera una clase dentro de la clase. Okay. Letter B, Hepsi.
Vocabulary, specific vocabulary for it. Example, a habit is, a hobbies is.
Tengo a hobby is, quiten la S.
A hobby is.
Sorry about that. And then the main presentation, letter C, Vanessa.
Main presentation, grammar point ETS.
Yes.
Only that? Or
Abajo, with mechanical.
okay, with mechanical drills, semi-mechanical drills, critical.
Very good. And then letter D, Isaac.
Okay, consolidation. To avoid language conflicts between L1 and L2, game, role play, etc.
Very good. We're not going to go deeper in this because this we discussed last week, remember? Okay, so when we finish the main presentation, then we have a follow-up or a consolidation. Normally, it's not a rule, but normally it's a conversation activity, a role play, a game, an interview, a class presentation. Why do you think normally it's a conversation activity? Let me rephrase the question. Why is it useful to have a conversation activity in this part if you want to evaluate your students? Okay, Josue, and then Gabi, and then Hepsi.
Because this is the one way to know if they really understand the class and they have clear in mind what we learned this day.
Very good. Gabi.
For me, it's very important to hear them, for example, to correct the pronunciation, to correct the new words. And
very good. Very good.
So.
To evaluate, okay, to evaluate if they're using the new words. Very good. Hepsi.
It's almost the same because you can see how they can use their new knowledge for their lives.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. So everybody agrees that consolidation or the wrap up, en otros libros dice wrap up, en otros libros dice follow up of the consolidation is very important too. Here's going to evaluate if your students are actually learning or not. Okay, so let's do an activity then. Well, first of all, let me see if I can find an example of a lesson plan. Okay. This is an example. This is an example, not an example. This is actually a real lesson planning, okay? Let me see if I can. No me gusta Mac. ¿Cómo lo hago para acercarlo? ¿Viste? No. There you go. Okay. This is a real lesson plan, okay? I took one randomly. Este lo tenía, es una de mis mejores maestras, or was one of my best teachers. She's teaching now in a different school. Level, intermedia. Elizabeth Fuerte, general objective vacations. Y se fijan, for me, this is a good lesson plan. It's open to freedom of teaching, ¿no? Libertad de cátedra. But for me as a coordinator, it tells me that Elizabeth was prepared, knew what she was doing. So for example, the warm-up, and her question was, what is your favorite place for vacations and why? Eliciting, that was her activity. Then the material, let me see if I can have, yes, pictures of different places. Frontal, quiere decir teacher in front of teachers or students, 5 to 8 minutes. Luego, the vocabulary presentation, she would do verbs. What do you do in the, y va a utilizar la información que obtuvo en the beach, in the woods, in the mountains. Lady, no te hagas pipí ahí. Ven para acá. Lady, ven para acá. Eso. Te espantó el gato. Le tiene miedo a los gatos. Okay. Elise, then she would recycle verbs. She would do oral repetition, complete the sentences, and pair work. She will ask how to talk about different verbs or different actions in vacations. She will use pictures, frontal, pair work, 8 to 10 minutes. Luego, the main presentation, she would do a warm-up, picture with people in the beach, vocabulary, verbs, elicited from picture. What activities do you see in the picture? Main presentation, write sentences, examples with the rules, pictures, flashcards, right now, frontal, 15 to 20 minutes, consolidation, work in pairs, check it out, conversation activity. Well, this is not conversation, it's write. Write what they're doing and then tell your partner. Ya teníamos una actividad de libro. And this is, remember, 60 minutes. Okay, make sense? So I know that this is a guidance, it's not a recipe. So no, your lesson plan, from my viewpoint, it shouldn't be a recipe, not word by word. You need to have a freedom of using your own words, like Elizabeth did. Very, it's just a guide to what to do. All right, you want me to send this to you? So I'll give it as an example, okay. Ahorita se los mando. ¿Qué te iba a decir? Okay, good. All right, very good.
Sorry, is that the same format that Alex sent to? I remember that he sent to me something in Excel form, something like that for lesson plan. I don't remember because this is not my computer, so I don't have it now.
It must be the same. I guess, I don't know. But it's Alex is part of my team, so yes, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Okay, so as a no conclusion, okay. So, even though, can you continue reading Hepsi?
Even though the organization of a lesson plan usually varies according to the level and scope of the course, it is important to integrate all 4 skills in order to enhance our students' understanding and acquisition of the language.
Okay,
And
the word is enhance. You understand that word, enhance, everybody? Is to enrich, to make it better, to make better something, okay? Thank you, Hesse. So, we need to enrich our students' knowledge. So remember, if a student hear, he says, I hear, I forget. Yes or no? When a student sees, I see, I remember. Lots of flashcards. But when I do, I understand. So practicing, practicing, practicing. When a student understands, dice, I learn. Simple as that. Okay, so what is the, let's do now, excuse me, lesson plan, okay? Use your, if you want, the main presentation that you prepared last week and the homework that you sent me, and just add the warm-up, the vocabulary presentation, and the consolidation. Simple? Okay, so, Carla, you didn't send me homework, pero ya habías terminado, ¿ah?
Sí, sí la mandamos al grupo.
Ah, ok. So, ¿quién es tu grupo, Carla?
Josué, Vanessa y Jessy.
Josué, Vanessa y Jessy, para hacer las salas. Josué, Vanessa y Carla. Entonces, Isaac, tú casi estabas solo, ¿ah? Bueno, con Gaby, tú hicieron el mismo. Y Elizabeth, Hepsi y Susana no vinieron, así que no tienen. Ay, Dios mío.
No,
Bueno,
but
ella...
can I do, for example, for my next?
Yes, of course. De hecho, las voy a poner juntas y ustedes
Okay.
hagan un something new.
Okay.